if I want to grow and produce more food, then I need a few more garden beds. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is a kind of a dreary day here in January, and I decided that I'm going to take some time today and I am going to be working on adding another garden bed to my garden. This is the spot that I am looking. I originally had these huge culverts, this one and that one. They were originally you could kind of see the circles where they were here, but they were kind of too tall, and they were casting shadows in different little areas. And I think just whenever I look out at my garden from my back porch, it didn't let me see everything, and I didn't like that. So I decided to move those two culverts over to the outsides of my garden space. And these are going to be some extra places for me to garden this year. This culvert is huge. It is, dang, 4 to 5 feet in diameter. It's huge. So I am just slowly filling this puppy up. And the same with this one over here. We'll show you. This one is maybe only about 3 feet, and I've been working on filling this up as well. And my plan for both of those future garden beds is I am thinking maybe like herbs, lettuces, spinach, things that I don't really like bending over on the ground too much. So I am thinking, since these are up higher and they're going to be more of a raised bed, things like what I mentioned before that will be easier for me to thin, for me to harvest, things like that. So that is the future of those beds. For these beds, I was originally thinking about putting in more of like perennial herbs and kind of using them as more of like my medicinal garden that I'm wanting to kind of incorporate more into my garden for 2025. But the thing is I don't think I want perennials to be planted in these. And the reason being is, well, one, I know that all those logs and everything I'm putting in them, they're all going to break down. And so it's going to keep dropping in levels. But I was actually thinking, my uncle gave me this idea. You know, he was saying that is also a good way of, you know, building really good soil, almost kind of it's going to take a long time for it to break down, but once it is all broken down, you'll be able to dump the thing over, pull all that compost out, and then you can refill it, and then you can use that compost for your other beds. So that is, I think, a pretty good idea, and what I'm planning to do with these garden beds. Okay, back to the task at hand. Putting in a new garden bed here. I got sidetracked for a minute. So let's get started. I think this is pretty good. Got a decent size bed, and I still have plenty of room to walk around on all the different sides. finished making the border. Looks really nice. That beast was flippin' heavy. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna need ibuprofen later. Okay, I just finished laying some of my unfinished compost from my compost bin in here on top of the cardboard. Now, one thing I am going to do, this trellis that I have right here, this arch trellis, it did not perform as well as these others that I have. I don't know if it's because this is kind of facing like north and south and those others are east to west. I'm not sure, but I just wouldn't get, I'd either get one side good and the other side not for these. So I am actually going to move this arch trellis and we're going to attach it here and over here to the new garden bed that I just did. There it goes. Got it. Here's the finished product. Moved this trellis over here to the new garden bed. That is one garden bed down. We are removing these trellises and we're putting them in a new spot for the 2025 season.
Because it's pulling them in.
Alright, we installed a trellis on the middle of this bed. The plan is this is going to be like a walkway behind it. So that way I'm going to be planting things all over here on this side. And then the plan is for me to plant Roma tomatoes all along this trellis. And so I'm thinking Roma, I'm thinking basil, some borage, maybe some nasturtiums up here, some chive. I don't know. We're going to plant a whole bunch of goodies up in here. So that's a wrap on this week's video. We have added 2 additional garden beds to my existing garden. And as it gets closer for planting, obviously we're going to be adding some soil and things like that to the new beds. But as for right now, with all the space that I currently have available, we are done adding beds, which is kind of nice. I kind of feel like I'm ahead of the game so far for 2025. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a blessed day.